What's that? Good morning and welcome to Sunday Morning Beers.
Morning.
Tracy. So we survived a very successful, thank you all for making it successful, Harvest Fest. Beers were delicious, weren't they? I know you missed a lot of them. You did have the Obi-Wan. Everybody wanted to try the Obi-Wan. Everybody that knew John and Debbie wanted to try the Obi-Wan. We even got an email from John down there in Florida. He liked the name Obi-Wan. He was pleased that we called it Obi-Wan. And all the beers were very good, went very quickly, very successful week. And of course, it was an exciting week, aside from the Harvest Fest, because Red Wings started playing, Tigers playoffs started, and Michigan State won yesterday, and they actually scored some offensive points. So, big day, and of course, beautiful day out on the water yesterday. It was still, it's wonderful.
Can you believe it's October?
Wonderful to see that it's October and it's still beautiful out on the water.
It's going to get
really
cold
good,
this coming week.
It's going to chill off. Fall is coming inevitably, but we'll take this Indian summer for as long as it'll come. Let's dive into a beer. We have something very exciting. Had this for a little while. I knew we had this beer and then I couldn't figure out where it was. We have a beer fridge in the basement like all good Canadians do, and some Americans.
I didn't know I was Canadian. Thought I was an American.
Did you know that that's a big part of the energy consumption in Canada is that the majority of Canadians have a beer fridge, and we have that tradition here. We're keeping it, being Yoopers or being a Yooper.
You're a Yooper.
We have some Canadian traditions. We have a beer fridge, so we expect all of our beer to be in the beer fridge. But this beer here was actually in our food fridge. Who would think to look for beer in a food fridge? So found it, and we're pretty excited about this beer. This is kind of the godfather of microbrewing is Jack McAuliffe. He opened what's really considered the pioneer craft brewery, New Albion Brewing Company in California in the mid '70s. If you can imagine, all the way back there in the '70s. He was the front runner, and he inspired a lot of people. Not me. I never had any of his stuff. I'm not from California, and of course, when he opened in 1976, I was 7 years old. So
you were drinking beer when you were 7 years old.
Well, I was having sips of Dad's Falstaff.
Weren't we all?
But that was that was about
sips of beer.
He he didn't make it, but he put up a good fight. And like I said, he's been a big influence on a lot of people, and now that craft brewing is so huge, a lot of people are really giving a shout out to him. And so a couple of people have done some of his beers. Last year that Sierra Nevada did a lot of anniversary beers? It was the 30th anniversary beer. They did a collaboration beer with Jack McAuliffe. And so Sam Adams actually brewed one of his original beers, New Albion Brewing Company. They got the label and everything. Was a pale ale. And now, his daughter is going to be resurrecting the New Albion brand. That's just the brand new news right there. Could be breaking news for some people watching it today. Probably not, but some people that don't follow the beer news, could be breaking news. So, never had a New Albion Brewing Company beer other than the collaboration that he did with Sierra Nevada, which we did do here on Sunday Morning Beers. So let's check this out. This is a pale ale. 6% ABV. Let's check it out. I like the label on it. I like that bright blue with the ship on there. New Albion Brewing Company.
It's kind of a retro looking.
New Albion Ale.
Doesn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Cheers, babe.
Cheers. So it's kind of a somewhat hazy bronze color. Got a malty aroma, I think.
It is malty.
Pretty malty. Malty with a citrusy hop flavor to it.
Not a lot of hop. I thought there'd be more hop.
More malty than hoppy for sure. But there is sort of a citrusy hop character there. But it's very
subtle.
This is really, I think, emblematic of or representative of early craft brew that wasn't very assertive in flavor.
Yeah.
You'd say, God, this is so much better than mass-produced swill. But when you think about beers
what we've got today.
Yeah, just very subtle. Very subtle.
Very mild. Very mild. in flavor everywhere, but it's very hoppy. Not very hoppy. I mean, it's very malty.
It's malt. It's definitely malt driven, but it's clean. It's easy
very
drinking.
clean.
It's nice. It is really. It's a nice beer, and it reminds me, of a lot of the beers. When I first started getting into drinking. Obviously, my first foray into drinking good beer was when I was in the army in Germany, and traveling all over Europe. Of course, really got turned on to Belgian beers at that time. You're talking late '80s. Which really just blew my mind. Hefeweizens. The Trappist beers really blew me away. Nothing like it ever. And then when I came back to the States and was going to college, started homebrewing. Of course, Sierra Nevada, certainly Anchorstein. And a lot of those beers, the craft beers, having even then in the late '80s, were kind of, it reminds me of this.
Yeah, because when I think about it, when I was younger, I used to get every year the Anchorstein Christmas Ale from my cousins. And that was like a big deal because we'd get the Christmas ale every year. It was different.
Well, I remember drinking those like early '90s, getting the Christmas beer.
Getting them for Christmas every year, every flavor.
And it's funny you think about that. It's that's like ancient.
I know.
Time, early '90s. I mean, I started homebrewing in 1990. Which is seems like forever
I started
ago.
in '94.
I mean, I've been a professional brewer since 1996, 17 years.
Yeah.
I mean, that makes me like an old timer in the industry, and that's hard to believe because that's really not that long ago.
But I started homebrewing in '94. That's early for a lot of people, especially a woman.
Absolutely. So good tasty beer. Look for this. We got this at Merchants, so it should be pretty widely available unless, like I said, we've had this for a couple of months, so it might be that
it was just at one time.
It was a seasonal, and it might not be available anymore.
They got a few cases and
But
stuff.
like I said, Jack's daughter is going to revive the New Albion brand, so could be available. So Tracy and I were just talking about. There's been a lot of talk at 4th Street Brewery. We're talking about the fall festival for the Michigan Brewers Guild. Excitement is building for it. Now that Harvest Fest is. We as the 4th Street Brewery can kind of turn our attention towards that, have a bunch of specialty beers brewed just for the Harvest Fest.
But I will
we're thinking about,
there.
Having some help to take with us. We're already making plans, what are we going to do Saturday night when it's all over? That's, what we always get kind of excited about. What's it over? Where can we go out to afterwards, And
so I won't see you at the festival, people.
No, unfortunately, Tracy won't be there.
I have to work.
But we'll have some new helpers. That'll be kind of exciting.
We have a dog in the room.
We had a Victor sighting. We did have a Victor sighting.
He realized that we were still filming.
It's too bad that the cats. It's Lily especially. She hasn't been in an episode for a while.
She's a bum.
Yeah. I don't know what her deal is.
Maybe she feels she needs to be groomed before she could get back on camera.
Maybe that's what it is.
She's a girl.
So anyways, we're like I said, we're getting excited for the festival already now that Harvest Fest is over, because that was a lot of work getting ready for that. Now a lot of work getting ready for the fall festival, and we have some more fall themed beers. Same thing. We have a couple of locally grown hop beers.
Excuse me.
We have another apple beer. Trying to think what else. We have a sake for that. So we have. Probably not as many beers as the Summer Festival. We still have quite a few beers. I think I'm taking like 9 beers.
I only get to taste if there's any left over.
Yep. Which there could be. There's a lot of breweries at these festivals. It's hard to sell out anything anymore. But the Fall Festival is a good festival because it's not. The Summer Festival is a booth decorating contest. That's what it is. The Fall Festival, basically everybody has the same booth, and it's all about the beer.
And it's not muddy.
Which is what it should be. Yeah, it's not muddy.
And
last year was a little bit crowded. Was the first year I thought it was a little bit crowded. Hopefully this year be
the weather was beautiful.
Yeah, the weather really for like 2 years the weather's been great. So
even if it rains, it's not so bad.
No, because we're under the tent.
Yeah,
so.
and there's a lot of room under the tent.
Plenty of room under the tents. So keep that on your horizon. Tickets are probably sold out. So if you didn't get them already, you're not going, and then you're just listening to us talk about something that you're not going to be able to take part in. But
sorry about
at
that.
either rate, it's on our radar. That's what we're working towards, and thinking beyond that, we're also getting ready already for National Indian Pudding Day.
Oh my gosh!
Already planning beers for our 9th anniversary in February.
And what
'cause,
about
you know, we got plans so
Halloween
far.
will be
Yeah,
here,
Halloween.
and
Yeah,
then Thanksgiving.
those beers are done. You know, like I
Thanksgiving's
said,
late, so Christmas will be here in a splash.
Yep.
Jeez.
So that's what's going on. We'll see you this week at 4th Street Brewery. Always something exciting going on, and of course every Thursday we have a new beer. So we'll see you at least.